Hi, good morning. Welcome to our morning moment this morning. Hope you find yourself doing well this week, whether you're a parent of a student prepping your kids for Zoom school, or whether you're just getting ready to grab your cup of coffee and navigate your day. May I invite you into kind of what God and I have been talking about recently, and it's been connected to this idea of why follow Jesus. For me, that's a simple question, but yet a very complex answer, in that I feel like for any of us, it could be easy to give an answer of like, why I follow Jesus? Well, I follow him because he's my Lord and Savior. I follow him because that's what you're supposed to do, or because he's the God of the universe. But when you really break that down into a personal aspect, there's so much there to unpack. And I feel like God and I have been on this journey, even in the last maybe 10 days, of what does it mean to really unpack that. And for me, what that's looked like is, okay, my brain's pretty logical in how I process through information. And when it comes to this question of why follow Jesus, like, it makes sense to me that something came from God as opposed to nothing. It makes sense to me that we should worship the God of the universe. And if we can indeed know him, when it comes to Christianity, out of all the faiths, it just makes sense to me. And so there's this logical progression that brings me to the feet of Jesus. But then there's this heart connection. And why I feel that's so important, at least for me and for you, as what I'm inviting you into, is that when you have a personal understanding of why you follow Jesus, it redefines how you process purpose, how we process our understanding and our lens in the world, even politically, where we oftentimes view politics in terms of what party we're coming from, as opposed to viewing politics in terms of theology and what's a theological response to any given issue. And so at the heart of why do you follow Jesus is the framework from which all of our lives kind of sprout out. And despite the fact that I try to lean into this every day, in the past week and a half, I feel like God's really trying to take me deeper into what it means to follow him. Why do I wake up beyond what I logically know and into my heart? And a verse that comes to mind, one that's kind of been a life verse for me that really stuck with me ever since the first time I read it. It's Philippians 1:27. It says, to paraphrase, only live your life in a manner worthy of the gospel of Christ. And this verse just hits me so hard, because it's like this: live your life worthy in a manner of the gospel. Like, that's an incredible statement there, and an invitation to like saddle up and rise up. And so when I think of that, and I think of the magnitude that is the gospel, this good news that Jesus has that brings hope, and there's so much in there to unpack. To just unpack one tiny bit of it for the rest of our morning, I'm reminded of a message that chap spoke, man, it feels like a year ago, but I don't really remember how long ago now, but it was of the blind man, and how he comes to Jesus and he's running, and Jesus says, what do you want me to do for you? And that question has stuck with me since that message of, what do you want me to do for you? If Jesus was sitting right across from you and he was to ask, what do you want me to do for you? And when the guy says, I want to see, and Jesus gives him sight, and you see as you break down the package, it was more than just physical sight, but it was this spiritual awakening that this guy has, and now he's able to move forward. And this is what Jesus comes. He comes to open our eyes for us to see more of him and what he's doing, and how we can bring his hope to the world. And there's so much behind that, and that all then comes out of this question, why follow Jesus? Because it's costly, and yet truly worth it, because what other way is there? What I guess I'm trying to invite you into is this morning, maybe take a few minutes this week. Why do you follow Jesus? Why do you wake up in the morning beyond the corporate expression, which is truly valued in terms of we glorify and we worship God and he's the creator of the universe, but what is your internal motivation? What has he saved you from? And when you consider that, perhaps God will use that in a way to unlock some new realities in your world. Pastor Brian speaking yesterday on Moses and what's in your hand. My hope is that as you pray through this, even as I've been praying, that God will awaken our church to to discover where He's moving, how He's moving, and how we can be part of it. Have a fantastic week. I'll see you guys soon.